My name is Christopher Flakus. I'm a novelist and a comparative literature student at Louisiana State University. Prior to that, um, what I like to call my research phase, jokingly, I spent 7 years living mostly in Austin and playing in several different experimental music projects. I came out of the punk rock scene, so I jokingly said that I was too untalented. Well, it's not much of a joke; it's actually pretty accurate. I was too untalented even for the punk rock, so I went with something a little more atonal. The truth of it is that I've always been fascinated in Dadaism. When I found out more about like the surrealists and the situationists, the Lettristes, people like Georges Bataille, Alfred Jarry, and then earlier than that, well, not earlier than Jarry, but around the same time, there was another group in Italy, the Futurists, and the first noise musician was Luigi Russolo. Luigi Russolo was a noise musician before there were even amplifiers. He used these amazing phone-like devices of his own invention to project this droning, grinding noise. Uh, so the question right away was, is this even music? It's called noise music. I've toured and played in front of audiences of hundreds. Jonathan Cash, better known as breakdancing Ronald Reagan, one of the more famous noise acts, is a dear friend of mine. The first show he ever played, he spent the night on my couch. And I never thought, neither of us did, neither of us could have imagined that the wildness of that night was just the beginning. We played a show at our apartment complex that got the police called. We had people jumping off of the rec room into the pool, and it was wild. But talk about punk, it was more punk than punk. But I was interested in more than just shock value. Well, maybe the first year was fun just making horrific noises out of my pedals, but I pretty soon got more interested in softer tones, ambient music, darker ambient like Lustmord, who takes subsonic frequencies that the human ear isn't even used to hearing and amplifies them, create these soundscapes that move you viscerally. Brian Eno, his entire catalog, and that led me to Harold Budd. And I discovered that the best in punk music really is instrumental and ambient. It's the least commercial, purest, the most uninterested in what people think about it. It has no rhetoric or ideology just trying to shove down your throat. It simply is, and it's beautiful. I never thought that this would be something, and it isn't. I'm sure it's probably new to most of you, but it's become incredibly popular in the underground. There's even memes about it. Like, tell me about your noise band, or do you want a cassette from your noise band? And there's more noise bands than you can shake a stick at these days. And there's nothing wrong with that. But a very, very, very stark division has happened. And it's the reason I no longer play, even for fun. Um, it's heartbreaking. It's hard to talk about, but I wanted to shed some light on this because it's a microcosm for bigger issues. And it's something that I lived firsthand. And it's a poison that you should be aware of because it's something so innocuous at first glance, you might not see it for what it is. In Houston, we perhaps too much throw ourselves into experimentation. So we've been spared what is happening in Austin and elsewhere. albums with names that include racial slurs that cater to lonely white incels and bitter people who are not not willing to look in the mirror and take responsibility. And so they are easily recruited into right wing movements, and it has become a problem. There's National Socialist black metal, which is a different subgenre, but it overlaps a lot. The idea is, and there's a lot of money behind this, someone is producing and paying for this to come out and reach the kids. So, God, I never thought I'd be saying this. I fought against Dare and Tipper Gore and all that BS. I am not for censorship, but when something is out and out poison, cloaking itself in something that I find valid and valuable, that upsets me because noise music can give you an experience no other music can. And creating it and sharing in the live experience of hearing it is one of the things I'm most thankful for in my life. So I'm trying to save it before it's completely polluted.